Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are unboxing the May 2025 ColorRush Studio kit. This kit is featuring the Cowgirl collection from Cartabella, as well as Farmhouse Market papers from Cartabella, and then a whole cowgirl western theme collection. So this is the main kit, the add-on kit, and then I added on the acrylic kit to my package for the design team. So let me show you the papers, and then we'll show you all of the embellishments. So you get 2 of each sheet. So I already kind of swapped them out so that way I don't have to flip them. So these are A and B side. This is, which one is this called? Saddle Up Cowgirl. And I really like this side. We have guitars and a like tone-on-tone like teal color pattern with that one. This one is gorgeous. And then the back side, this is one of the farmhouse ones. So we got that lovely wreath kind of one, and then this one with all the little tiny wreaths. This one's another cowgirl one, almost like a leather looking embossed paper. And then the horses. This one's also cowgirl, a tiny floral on a brown background, and then one that looks kind of like a bandana. This one kind of looks like almost like the little storage things at the library to me. And then like text paper. Then a floral, and the back side is a coral on coral pattern. Then we have the cowboy boots, and then a great plaid. Okay. Then, as usual, we always get frazzles and ribbons. So we have the textured ribbon there, something like a little bit like a burlap with lace. This one has a horse repeating print, and then another macrame lace on the bottom. We get a pack of sequins again. This one seems to be like a leatherette kind of pieces, and then some wood veneer, all with the guitar and the, you get the alphas in the main kit. So this one is called Simple Vintage Essentials Vintage Cream. Has a little bit of a text on it, which you can barely see, but it is there. So okay. Main kit. No, this one I believe is the add-on. So this one is the little puffy fabric hearts in 4 colors. We have the frames and tags from the Cowgirl collection. So you get your journaling spots, a few sentiment ones, little tags. Very cute. Wood veneer. We have the double shoes, the double boots. They're laying on top of each other. The double boots, the horseshoes, and one that says "Hello, darling." Then a few more leatherette ones. We got 2 horses, and I believe they would call it, do they call them Mustangs? Yeah. So they're the horses, and then kind of like that Aztec pattern. And then there's a little metal pieces of like horseshoes. Super fun. And then 2-dimensional roses or flowers. And then lastly, I just removed that underpaper. Sorry if it was distracting for you. Is the acrylic kit. So you got Grit and Grace, Darling, Wild One, Sweet Boy, and Brave Girl. And then you have these little star moments. And they do seem to have the protective layer on the back still, but you can see that they're what color theirs should be. And they got the brown one, they got the pinky one, and then the little inside bits. So there's a little green heart and the little ones. Okay, so this is part of the this kit you can get separately as well. It's just called the acrylic add-on kit, which I think is great, especially if you like having big bold titles. It works really good. All right, so let me clear off my desk and we will begin using this kit in one of my first projects. We're probably going to do a fun 12 by 12. And actually, if you look too, I know on the website, they are offering a few awesome cut files. They offer cut files all the time. And I always forget to use them, but I'm going to pause a moment and go cut a cut file, and then I'll be right back. And we'll get started. Okay, so like I said, I went for a cut file. I always have the intentions to use them. I always forget, and so this one is definitely cute. I'm using it as a like rope frame It does look like a rope, and like the top and bottom one have a little bit of like a bow also on there. It's hard to see, and I cut it out of pattern paper that was in the kit. It was the brown on brown tonal one, and I wanted to definitely use the acrylic piece that says Sweet Boy, so I went ahead and already printed my photos of me and my dog Maui. He is my sweet boy. He's my golden doodle, and I love him so much. So you saw me kind of outline where the cut file will sit. That way I knew where to smudge down my paint, and I am just taking, you saw there was no other prep work other than squeezing out some like beigey, creamy colored paint just to have it in the background, kind of smudging it out, just to add interest to the page. If you don't do this step, it does look, you know, just fine too. But for me, I thought it was a little too simple, and so I was like, what can I do to zhuzh it up? And I think what was also hard at the time, because I'm already having the cut file, was that some of the ephemera bits leaned more like for female layouts, you know, with like bows and the cowgirl hats and the stuff, and so I didn't want to add any of those, so I definitely had to be creative and create a background. So here I am going in with some splatters. I'm just using a combination of oxide sprays just to get those like paint splatter marks. I think I use burlap, is it's called, oh gosh, frayed burlap. I knew it was the brown one, and that one in the oxide spray is like a taupey color, and it's really, really fun. And then I'm using Uncharted Mariner in a stain, and I think I also went in with, what is it called, iced spruce, sorry, reading all backwards. And then I'm still not happy, and here I am going in with my green peeled paint spritz, which is the shimmery one. You know, I added stuff. I added a lot of stuff. And I had to take the time to let it dry. I also helped it along because I do not like watching this dry, and I don't want to take time, and I didn't want to pause either. I was like, I am in the zone. We are doing this. So here I am applying liquid adhesive to the back of my cut file. And I do have this one to like go flat on there, and then I will start backing a few of these circles. And it worked out good with some of my punches. Like these might have been just like my 2-inch punches, which made it easy. And then I made sure I had like a more neutral toned pattern paper for the back of the title, because if it got too busy behind it, it would be hard to read. And then for the other two, they were 3-inch circles. So my pictures I printed like as a 2 3x4s on a 4x6. And then they were able to be cut out quite easily. And then it was another little like maybe a 1.5-inch one, which is my other puppy, who is a dachshund. So it's definitely a pet layout again. I am on a roll documenting my pets. But they are like, you know, obviously my human child, but my fur babies are my babies too, you know, like they definitely get spoiled rotten by me. And, you know, my Maui, he always lets me, you know, have like 12 hugs a day if I need it, or 8, and he just lets me hug him, and he's a big old potato, and he's just my boy. He's goofy, he's big, he thinks he's small, so his big old goofy paws are just knocking things over, or me. And so here I am going through some of the other ephemera bits that I had showed you in the unboxing, and I'm like, does any of this really work? Like, I don't want to add a horse thing, I don't want to add the horseshoes. And even when I'm looking at the ephemera bit, I was like, no, none of these are really going to go with what I'm doing, but I can play with sequins. So I go ahead, and the last of my minutes on this layout are definitely applying sequins with some liquid glue around the area, just as a scattering too, kind of making it look like part of the paint splatter. And then that will wrap up this layout. Okay, this needs to dry. It's getting a little warped, but it's okay. It's so good. The paint, you saw me just go for it, right? You saw me just go for it, and it turned out well. And I have all this interesting splatters and blending and shimmer, and with the sequins and the spritz gives a shimmer. Mixed media backgrounds are so fun. Like, look at all of that yummy goodness in the top there. You know, there's no stamp that'll do that. It was just drop, splatter, and let it move. Like, that's the coolest corner. A little bit of sequins, talking about my sweet boy Maui, my favorite little puppy. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Give this video a thumbs up. And until next time, everyone, bye.